Hi everybody, this is Robert Brighton and welcome back to another edition of All That Glitters. Today is a very special edition because I'm going to do something I've never done before, and that is make a cooking video. But then again, I had never written a romance novel before, and guess what? My new book, Winter in the High Sierra, certainly qualifies at least as a love story. So I'd never done that before, and I've never done cooking videos, so there's a first time for everything, and I hope you'll enjoy it. The connection to the book is this. We will be making today ink, Gilded Age ink. In those days, they didn't have ballpoint pens and all. They had ink. They dipped their pen into it, or it sometimes had a reservoir inside, so they had to use liquid ink. And my two heroes, Bandit and Lou, would like to start keeping diaries of their time in the High Sierra, but of course there's no ink. Bandit fortunately knows how to make it out of Ponderosa pine cones. And that's what we're going to be doing today. That's the recipe that's in the book, and we will be reproducing it here. So I'm going to turn to what you need next, and then we'll go to preparation, and we'll go to the cooking, and then we'll reveal the final product. All right, now we're going to turn to ingredients. Everything you need to make Bandit and Lou's Ponderosa pine cone ink, Gilded Age style. First, you want to have your copy of Winter in the High Sierra near at hand, if for no other reason than moral support. I think Bandit and Lou would be very proud of that, to be part of this, so make them part of your experiment. Okay, so other than that, here's what you're going to need. It's Ponderosa pine coning, folks, so you're going to need Ponderosa pine cones. Now, these I got from a friend of mine who's a park ranger out near Truckee, California. I used to volunteer for the Park Service, and he was kind enough to find some for me and send them along. If you don't have a friend in the Park Service, in the right part of the Park Service, you can get these on Amazon or anywhere else, frankly. People use them for decor, of course. So they paint them gold at Christmas time and all that other good stuff. But they have a particularly nice smell, and Ponderosa pine cones make the best ink. So so make sure they're Ponderosa pine cones. You don't need a lot of them, by the way. Okay, so that's that. You'll need a pot with a lid. It doesn't have to be this big. This is just the one I found. I decided not to get my wife too terribly involved in the kitchen experiment here, so I just got this one out. You will need measuring cup, because we're going to need water and the magic ingredient, the Gilded Age magic, natural washing soda. Now, what is natural washing soda, you ask? Well, this is what Gilded Age people used as detergent for their clothing. So it's something that would have been found in every household today. And by the way, it's probably found in every household today because this is the active ingredient in most of the stuff that you pay a lot of money for at the store. So I got this off of Amazon. You can get it anywhere, but make sure you get natural washing soda, which is sodium carbonate, okay? There are lots of other things that have sodium and carbonates in them, and you don't want those, so this is what you want. And then last but certainly not least, when we get the ink done, when we cook it, we're going to want to strain out the bits of pine cones. And for that, you'll just need some standard cheesecloth, not a lot, but you just need this as a strainer. You could use a coffee filter too, but that might take some of the color, so this is better. And then I would advise you find a few little bottles that you can put your new ink into, and a little teeny funnel that will allow you to fill them. So that is all that you need. And now I'm going to turn to how to prepare the pine cones to be made into Bandit and Lou's Ponderosa pine cone ink. All right, everybody, we're going to prepare the pine cones now to be made into ink. And so here I have a couple in various stages of preparation. This is just as they came. This is kind of halfway in the middle. And then this is what you're aiming at here. You don't need to completely destroy the cone. You want to get a bunch of stuff off of it, but it's okay if you just squash it. Now, I should have a mortar and pestle for this, because and so I don't recommend this. But like when something's really going to hurt, I just tell myself it's going to hurt, and then it doesn't hurt as much. So what you can do is that. And, you know, unfortunately, that tears up your hands, but it gets the job done. So then, as this stuff comes off, put it in your little bowl of ingredients, and you continue just to squash these down, grimacing, if necessary. You squash these down until, kind of roll them, until they're like that. They're just broken up and there's some dust. That's all you need, okay? So that's our pine cones. We only need a few, and now we can get started making ink. All right, we've got our pine cones kind of crushed up here. Going to put those into the pot with all the little good bits there. See that? Some more good bits. Don't leave any of that behind. That's prime ink ingredients there. Okay, so we got that. Now I've got about 2 cups of hot water. It doesn't have to be hot, but just saves time. So I pour that over my pine cones and all those little bits. Okay. Now I'm going to turn on the heat. How do you do this? I think this is it. Is this it? No, wait. Pilot? No. Huh. I finally figured out how to turn the burner on. Oh boy. What is my wife going to think when she sees this, I wonder? Anyway, we've got the cones, we've got the water. We've got it starting to slowly heat. I put it on like a simmer, okay? You don't want to like boil it or something, and now I'm going to take my washing soda and I don't know, you know, like there's like a handful and maybe maybe another little handful just for good measure. See, it's still a lot in there. I could make gallons of ink with this much washing soda. So now I'll stir that, and we're just going to put the lid on it, let it come to a simmer, and we're going to leave it for 15 minutes simmering, okay? And stir it occasionally. I'll come back and I'll show you that. But if you take a look at this water in here, you can see that it's already starting to change color. You see, it's starting to take on the brown, and when I get this washing soda mixed up in there, you're really going to see it start to develop. So we'll come back and I'll show you in a little while how this develops. All right, so here's some stirring in action. These haven't been in there very long, but you can see we've got some really nice dark brown ink color developing. I'm trying to get all that washing soda dissolved in the hot water just to make sure we get a good, strong result. All right, we're going to let these simmer for 15 minutes, stirring occasionally, and then we are going to come back. So, have fun. Oh, it smells wonderful, by the way. Oh, yeah. It's so good. I mean, okay. Anyway, we'll be back. All right, so it's been 15 minutes on a low simmer. You can see it's steaming. And now we're going to take out our used pine cones one by one. They're hot, so be careful. I'm not real good at any of this stuff, but okay. All right, so there we've got our pine cones out. Now, you can take a look and see here just how dark that ink is. I mean, that's going to be great ink. All right, so the next step is going to be straining this, and you'll get to see the color. Just hang on a second. We'll do that next. Alrighty, so now we've got our ink. It's still hot, so be careful, but we're going to strain it while it's still hot. Mix it up a little bit more. Now what we're going to do is pour it through this cheesecake carefully. All right. And we don't need all that goodness, but you see that in there. Let that drain. And now we can take the cheesecake off. Cheese. See what I'm thinking about. Screw the ink. I want cheesecake. Anyway, look at how dark that is. There you go. That's some real ink right there. And there's no little fines or anything in it. So we're going to let that cool, and then we're going to bottle it, and we're going to test it. All right, well, they say that the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And we're not going to eat this stuff because I imagine it wouldn't be good for you. But the proof of the ink is in the writing. And so if we can write with it, we've been successful. So what do you need? You'll need a nice old-fashioned gold nib, if possible, fountain pen. And you need your trusty Robert Brighton notebook. You could probably do it without the Robert Brighton notebook, but it isn't the same. Okay, so then we get a little ink on the nib. Take off the excess. And there you have it. I mean, beautiful, nice, flowing ink. Only a slight dip required to do this. It has a kind of a deep russet brown color to it. It went on easily. The nib is in great shape. Doesn't hurt the nib. And last but not least, this whole thing just has this wonderful Ponderosa pine cone, vanilla and butterscotch scent. So, Bandit Lose ink. There's a little drop of it. Bandit Lose ink. Enjoy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you get busy and make some ink. It makes great gifts. Get people back into fountain pens. You know, that would be a great thing to do, you know, to give you a little Gilded Age feeling in your daily life, you know, without completely messing up things like electricity and penicillin. So today what we've been doing is making Bandit and Lou's Ponderosa pine cone ink, made with Ponderosa pine cones from the Donner Pass, where the book is set. We made 3 bottles, and we have a little bit more. It works great, and I now have, I don't know, probably a lifetime supply of ink from just 2 cups of water and 3 pine cones. So anyway, hope you had fun. I had fun. I didn't think I'd ever do a romance novel, and I didn't think I'd ever do a cooking video, but here I am. I have survived them both. So I hope you enjoy it. Get busy and send me a letter written with the ink. I love to hear from my readers. Sit down with a piece of paper and an envelope and a stamp and write me a letter. I'd love to hear from you. And even if you don't, it's nice to know you're out there watching, and I hope you're making and enjoying Bandit Lou's Ponderosa pine cone ink.